I think that means we're live, right? We're live now? I'm told we're live. Thanks for joining us today. In the interest of social distancing, I'm doing this Facebook Live myself without the benefit of Chuck Wade being in the room. And I'm sorry you're not getting him, but you're getting me. I'm going to keep it fairly short. We're not going to have a 20-minute video at this point, 5 or 10 minutes, and talk about a few things. Market was down quite a bit today in percentage terms. Let me turn around and look. It was down, the Standard & Poor's 500, down about 12%. Dow Jones Industrial Average is the same, and NASDAQ index the same. So we were down 10 or 11% last Thursday. Excuse me. Down 10 or 11% last Thursday. We were back up 9% on Friday. We're back down 12% today. So all over the map. Obviously, if you're listening to this, among your concerns are the biggest question we get all the time, every day. Can it keep going? How much lower can it go? When will it stop? So that's the question that we don't have an answer to. That's the most difficult part. Historically, the really bad bear markets we've seen, 1987, 2000, 2001, and 2008, 2009, markets went down about 40% or so from their highs. We're very close to that now. We're not quite there yet. One of the least predictable things about markets like this, they aren't operating on any sense of rationality. It's largely panic. You can make the point that markets don't always operate rationally anyway, and that can be argued that it's true. In this market, certainly not. So there's not a lot I can tell you today that you won't get 10 times over from many information sources. Everything's down big, even great companies. So the question for you, the question we have for ourselves about our clients is what to do. The answer is different for every person. And one of the things you ought to do is look in the mirror. What are my objectives? When do I need this money? Am I buying a car next month? Is my kid going to school in the fall? Do I need money for that? Do I have enough cash to get by with that? Will I have wages in the job I'm working going forward from here? So the answers that you come up with to those kinds of questions will help give you answers to what you ought to do about your investments, if anything. The reality is, if you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, even your 50s, the answer probably is, I'm not likely to do anything, mainly because that's long-term money. And if you think back to 2008, 2009, if you'd cashed out and sat in cash for years, you would have missed the rebound that came pretty quickly after the bottom was made. I don't think that's coronavirus. You hear her laughing? My producer's laughing. Thanks, producer. So the other thing is I thought I'd give a couple of interesting anecdotes. I think they're interesting. I'm a stockbroker. Are they interesting to you? I don't know. What was up today? Rite Aid was up today. Why? Hold on, I'll give you a number. Rite Aid was up about, what percent? Yeah, Rite Aid was up pretty smartly. Rite Aid was up more than 10% today. How come? The company said, gee, our earnings are doing great. We're doing fine. And Rite Aid stock has been down over the last several months, whereas the rest of the market's been up. Rite Aid was down a lot, and it looks like things are turning around for them. So the stock was up sharply. Also, I think General Mills, I think General Mills closed down a little bit. Where'd they close? 10 cents. General Mills, $53 a share, down 10 cents for the day. That's virtually nothing. Why was General Mills solid? Why were they even up for part of the day? I hadn't had time to find out yet, answering a lot of questions for people. So I'll look into that. There's always something that's doing acceptable, even when times are bad, but most things aren't, quite frankly. Is there a bargain to be had? If you have some cash, should you step in and try to buy? It's the most difficult thing to do in a market like this. And the analogy we use is, it's like trying to catch that falling knife. You could get the handle, you could get the blade. And the fact is, because investors are concerned about catching that blade from that falling knife, that's why mostly they're standing back and not committing capital, which is why the market goes into free fall in a time like this. At some point, good quality stocks and corporate bonds become very attractive for investors. But is some point tomorrow morning? Is it Friday? Is it a week from now? I don't know. And here's why we don't know. Every time I've been through a market like this, and this is the fourth one I've been through, the fourth one where there's been broad panic, the fourth one where there's been bottomless selling, the fourth one where no one can believe what's even happening. No one saw it coming, and no one knows when it will turn or what will cause it to turn. Fourth one meets all of those criteria. And every time it's something different. And every time we don't know how to grapple with it or deal with it. Politicians don't. Business leaders don't. We're all concerned about our clients, our customers. We're concerned about our employees. Everybody's concerned about their families, of course. We're concerned about all those things. So at Brighton Securities, we're taking several steps. We're allowing all employees to work remotely if any of them choose to. We're requiring that anyone with any cold symptoms stay home. We're doing the things that other businesses are doing. We have been for years equipped to work completely remotely, all of us. The phone system is based on VoIP. We all have at-home remote access. And so several of our people have already decided to stay home. In some cases, their child care situations got complicated by school or daycare. In other cases, they have other reasons that they need or want to stay home. One of our people just had a brand new grandchild, but the hospital has said, you can't see the grandbaby unless you've been at home by yourself for at least 2 weeks and meet some other criteria. So he's staying home. Who can blame him? We're happy to do whatever we can to help our employees, our clients, our suppliers be as well as they can. This will pass at some point. Don't know when. I'm going to come back tomorrow at 4 p.m. We'll do this again. She's already preparing to shut me off. Go ahead and shut me off, Christina. Thanks, everybody.